What's
What
up,
it
OG, triple
do?
OG?
It's your
OG,
man. Y'all already know what it is.
OG.
We got some Corey on deck with the 5150 show. So, without further ado, let's get to the video.
Yeah. This is quite a treat to have the doctor here because if anybody who don't know, Dr. Rachel helps get you right, especially the fellas who are broken. And Dr. Rachel, more of us are broken than you can imagine. I believe something is happening in what we're consuming that are breaking us. And it's not easy for men to talk about, hey, I don't function no more. Because I was talking to a friend of mine, which I won't say his name, and he was talking about going to get this thing done. It's a procedure because his friend did it where he has some type of pump put in to control his erection.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
I heard about that. Dr. Rachel, what do you know about this pump, and do you advise or ill-advise? I know you ill-advise it.
Yeah, you know, that's like the last resort. Now, there are some guys who just aren't going to be able to get an erection and who are going to need a transplant, you know, and to go surgically like that. But really, the gentlemen that I work with and have worked with in the past, I mean, there's always room for improvement. You just have to figure out what went wrong in the first place and really fix that. And so I think for those guys who just say, oh, I just got to get that. They've tried Viagra.
Viagra don't work for me. I've been taking them like M&Ms.
And then after that, they're like, well, the Viagra stopped, and this is my only thing. But once you understand the mechanism behind why the Viagra stopped in the first place and what the Viagra was even doing, then, you know, that's my whole thing. You educate guys on what's really happening so that they can understand that there's so much that goes into your erection that if you start to fix the things that possibly went wrong, you can have improvement. Because guys can really get hard all the way up into their 90s.
Don't take a lot to get Isaac going. Time out.
You know, the erection isn't going to be like, you know, it's gonna
be a
like
90s guy
like,
hard.
Yeah, you know.
Come here.
Stop. I have a quick question.
Wet burrito hard. Like, yeah, something in there, but
Wet
this ain't
burrito.
fun.
You stupid.
I have a question.
Wet toquito hard.
What is the majority of the problem? Like when you just said that they've gone through everything, let's just say that diet, things like that. At the end game where it's like nothing's working, what really was the problem? Like what is the most one that you...
Yeah, I would say the biggest issue is that, you know, erections are blood flow issues. So if you have diabetes, hypertension, things like that, we already know that you have diseased blood vessels. So then what you have to do is heal blood vessels. But what we don't realize is that when you have a diseased blood vessel, that whole blood vessel, the whole integrity of it can change within 120 days, you know? The lining of the blood vessels can change. Everything can change. So even though those blood vessels are weak, they can repair themselves. And so something called nitric oxide kind of fuels the dilation and the relaxation of the blood vessels. So if blood vessels get hard and stiff like this, then you don't get hard and stiff, because they can't relax and expand and fill with blood to kind of get things where they need to be. And so you have to really start the process of healing the blood vessels and how the blood vessels respond to what's happening around
And what's the typical start? What do you
No,
do?
she said something. What was that stuff you said?
nitric oxide.
Nitric oxide.
People drink that?
Yeah. So no, nitric oxide is a molecule that our body makes. And actually the guy who discovered nitric oxide won the Nobel Peace Prize the year he discovered it, because we knew there was something that controlled the relaxation of the blood vessels, but nobody could really isolate what it was. So it's nitric oxide, and particularly people of African descent. You know, we're always like, gosh, my mama has hypertension, my daddy has hypertension. Why does so many of us have hypertension? Well, it goes back to the blood vessel health.
Message.
And so when you're in your 20s, you're making tons of nitric oxide. every decade of life, your ability to make nitric oxide decreases, and that's everybody. But in our community, there's an enzyme that really kind of stops working and slows down, so that we're not making nitric oxide the way that we should, so those blood vessels don't expand and relax in the same way. And so it becomes deadly if you just throw a Viagra at it.
Ooh.
Because even though Viagra is modulating or controlling kind of nitric oxide, keeping it around a little more, what it's not doing is it's not fixing anything. So that's why, you'll see a young guy, he'd be 45, 50, have a stroke or heart attack, and nobody ever asked that question, well, did he take a Viagra recently or anything like that? And for me, practicing in the clinic, growing up practicing medicine in Gary, Indiana, all my patients were black. And what I noticed is, my mom and I were setting aside the Viagra and the Cialis and the Levitra for the guys because, we want everyone to be doing what they like to do and, procreating and just creating magic in the bedroom. But what I would notice is those guys who were coming in, Doc, can I get some more Viagra? They were having strokes and heart attacks and things like that.
Damn!
And so that's really kind of what got me on this trajectory to help heal naturally without having to just throw Viagra at it. And Viagra, the generics in the honey packs, it's in the gas station pills. They're just calling it something different and hiding it in, and that's why they work so well. So you've gotta, if you're gonna use those every now and then, I think that could potentially be okay, but when you're chronically using them, it's just a ticking time bomb,
Could the quality of the vagina be the problem?
Yes.
Her womb is so polluted.
Yes, absolutely.
Uh-oh,
Quality of the
wait.
vagina.
Y'all
Here
heard
we
what
go.
she said.
Yes, the quality of the vagina, the quality of the relationship, the quality of all of that impacts it. So that's what I was saying. So much goes into getting hard and staying hard. It's, it's the mental thing. It's the relationship. It's who it is. That's why it's so easy if you're in a long-term relationship if you get somebody new, you're like, oh, it works just fine with this person. Well, yeah, because it's easy. That's easy. So what we want to do is make it easy with the person you're with because, there is something magical about the power of two. Right. But I always ask guys, I was like, okay, so you're having ED. I was like, is it with your current partner that you've been with for a while? Is it with everybody? Is it when you're masturbating and just watching movies? Like, when is this happening? Because that helps you isolate, and pinpoint what some of the problems are. Yeah.
Is there a medical way
Yes.
to tell a woman, bitch, your tongue dry? Is there a medical way to say that?
Got it.
Well, yeah, you could. You could say,
Is that a comforter in your mouth, ma'am? What the f is going on?
Have you been taking antihistamine? Do you have any allergies?
Is that what it's from?
Or they're smokers.
Oh my God, because it's my asthma, bitch. God damn.
That's right. Say, I think it is drying out your mouth and other parts of your body. So maybe what we should do is look into how we could mitigate. Use that word, mitigate.
I didn't even know that. It's not her fault.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell her, baby, you got to have an asthma attack so we could be happy because that thing is drying your mouth out.
Jesus.
What? What I'm just saying. You don't know the light you just opened up. This is so worth it. If you're watching, it's not your fault. It's because of the asthma. God damn it. Damn.
Well, medication, even Claritin, Allegra, all of those things actually can impact your erection. It can impact dryness, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So you got to get
gotta
the
always look
dead
at the
blood out
medication.
your penis.
Well,
Your
get the
body.
dead blood. Well, you got to get your blood vessels healthy. One thing you do want to do always is look at, well, what medications am I taking? Could the medications be playing into this issue too? Because a lot of hypertension meds particularly can interfere with sexual health. Antidepressants can interfere with sexual health. Even Zantac and Prilosec for reflux can interfere with sexual health for both men and women. So a lot of times, too, it's the medication that you're taking. So you really have to pull back and figure out, well, what is the problem here? And don't just race straight to getting an implant.
Jeez.
Well, my homeboy, he's 60, well, late 60s.
Yeah.
And he's at that point where he's like, because he knows somebody else that has an implant.
And
the
told
guy
him it
was
was
bragging
wonderful.
on it.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, man, I'm in control again. And, you know, I'm saying, and this guy, look, I can't say his name because they're going to come on my show because it's so funny
Oh my
to
gosh,
hear
we
him
know
talk.
him?
These are guys.
Is he going to talk about it on the show?
Yeah, because
good.
he's proud of his
Oh,
pump.
the guy who
Yeah.
had it fixed. I thought the guy that
He's
had the
proud of
problem.
his pump. He says because he was saying he was having problems
Yeah.
with, and he's a guy who used to make a living.
Doing it.
Yeah, and he said he couldn't do it no more.
Former porn star?
Yeah, that too.
That too. That's
Did it all.
Yeah.
And,
That's what it looks like?
What is that?
Those are the chambers. So then those,
I thought they was for
those
the jump start a
actually
car.
Go into the corpora, or you know, the channels that fill with blood naturally. They kind of go in there and support it. And so when you're ready to have an erection, usually now the button is in the testicle area.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He got a Reebok pump.
Yeah,
He
you-
got a Reebok pump set. That's what I said. You got a Reebok pump set. Hold on, bitch. You ain't ready for this. I wonder, do you pump it from the back to hide it, or do you just pump it in front of it? Watch this.
You know, you can get very creative with it. You can go to the bathroom and come back out with one, you know. But you know, actually prep is important. So, you know, like even at women as we mature in life, you know, you can actually take and put a little lubricant on before you come out of the bathroom, and it'll seem like it's naturally yours. So
What
he'll
did you
do-
say, Doc? Now you finally said something I agree. I got to disagree with. They do what to make it seem natural?
Yeah, so you can actually, because, you know, you should use lube. You should have some lube. Everybody should have a little lube close by. Right. So you can go to the bathroom and come out, and you just put some lube right inside. And so you come out, and it's nice and juicy, and it feels like it was naturally there.
But no, Doc, if you are a freaky man,
Yes.
you know what lube tastes like.
Yeah, it tastes
In fact,
Yeah,
you be like,
that's what-
"Ah!"
It
Use coconut
it
oil.
tastes
Coconut
terrible.
oil is good.
But, you know, you don't have to put it all,
In.
slather
Right,
it
yeah.
all
Did
in
you say
there.
slather it? I
Yeah,
like that
you
word,
wanna
Doc.
Slather it all over.
Gather
She
the
said,
slather.
"Doug," you know,
Right.
That's
you,
too- yeah.
you're actually doing more of just actually going inside and just, you know, making it.
Giving a little bit of help.
Here's the thing, you know, naturally as time goes by, moisture is going to dry up. You know, that's just life. You know, I give it long enough and the moisture is, you said dry mouth, you know, there's also dry vagina.
What
And
happens
so-
there?
What happens? Well,
You said does it happen with age? Because
Yes.
I knew girls who were 19 that I paid for. I mean, that I knew. And I'm just saying, it's like,
yeah, but see, too, just think about it. Friction is going to, even if you're naturally juicy there, just enough friction is going to get the juices away. And so if you have lube sitting by, then she's comfortable. Because if you notice, if you think back, those days where you guys went for hours and hours and hours, the next day she disappears.
Right.
She don't want to have sex with you again for like weeks. And she's avoiding you. She's like, just taste it, you know, because she's chafed and raw down there now because there wasn't any lube close by. So if you want to have long sessions like that, you keep some lube close by because then the next day she's still going to want you to do it again. Otherwise,
such
it's
a
so
sweetheart.
irritating.
Sex over
Is
15
that-
minutes is immature.
Yeah.
say that again?
Sex over 15 minutes is immature.
15 or 15?
Dang,
15.
Craig.
15.
Sex over 15, what?
Sex over 15 minutes is immature.
Well, sometimes Netflix is on. And you just sit back there, and if you're paying attention to an action movie, it's harder to have an orgasm. You're just looking at the
So
movie
you-
while you're back there
You
pumping.
just right to it, huh, Craig?
They
You
need a
didn't know
pump
lovey
for
dovey.
saggy breasts.
A pump.
You know what I mean?
No, they need to change the pump part from the sack
Yeah.
to the ear. You be, oh, baby. You blow it up like this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Right.
so it's inconspicuous.
Or get a Bluetooth sack.
Yeah.
Get a Bluetooth dick pump.
A robotic spine so you can control her neck when she get
Or maybe a code word where you want
keep her
you,
mouth open.
like if you ready for Omaha. And then,
And it start doing it by itself.
All right, another topic that we should be talking about. We should be discussing things like this. Now, I'm familiar with hypertension and heart attacks. I had a heart attack before. They said it was caused by hypertension, so the blood wasn't flowing. But the thing about it, I never had any problem, with getting an erection or anything like that. I know it comes from the things that we eat. A lot of things that we eat in these other countries, the food is banned. A lot of food that we eat, they don't have it. It's not allowed in the other countries. A lot of sugar can be a factor as far as having ED, erectile dysfunction. As you get older, your body starts to change and your body starts to wear out. I never took Viagra, but I know some people who take Viagra. And I didn't know that Viagra can cause a heart attack.
You gonna learn today.
That's something new to me. It's a good thing I didn't take it, or I don't take it. But I know some people who take it, so I will be letting them know and warning them about the effects of this Viagra. A lot of men take things to get them going. They got this pill, Blue Chew. People be taking honey packs, Viagra. Some people even take cocaine, to stay hard or whatnot. Getting a pump implant. I don't know if y'all, paid attention to the pump that they had on there. Like, where do all that stuff go? You know what I'm saying? They're talking about having a pump somewhere in the back or in the front, whatever. It's like, that's a lot to be dealing with. Just to get hard. I don't know if I can accept me not getting hard later on in life. I know that probably would mess with a man's pride or whatever, his dignity. He want to please his woman. He want to still have sex. But, we got to watch the things that we eating. We got to be more healthier. We have to work out more. We got to, change how we eating and change our lifestyles or whatnot if we want to continue to be able to have sex the normal way, other than you getting a pump or you taking this pill, you taking some type of drug or something like that. It's a lot of people out here taking drugs just to get hard or for sexual reasons or whatnot. At the end of the day, it's not good, especially she talking about the Viagra causing heart attacks and stroke. So, we got to do better. Again, this is a good topic to talk about because it's probably a lot of men that goes through this, and this information probably will be good to them if they work on the blood flow in their body or whatnot. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this whole erectile dysfunction, and let me know what y'all think about it in the comments.
What's up, OG?
It's your man. Y'all already know what it is.
Triple.
Till the next video is Ghetto Talk. Up out of here. Peace.